So today we're going to talk about the difference between creating revenue from new leads or creating revenue from existing clients, and the difference between the two, and how undervalued we see, or how underutilized we see people use their current base of customers. So when you think about that, right, that's your fan base. So those are people who know you, who know your service, who enjoy your service, who they're your fans, right? So you've already spent the advertising dollars to bring them on board. At this point, everything from here on out is gravy. So there's nothing more expensive than getting a new client. Right? A couple of things go into that expense, like the marketing and advertising to acquire the prospect, meaning to have them even know about you. And then the time and effort that it takes to massage that relationship, to have them get to know you, what you're about, what you do, if you'll be the right choice for them, the sales process, which can be simple or elaborate depending on the service. But it's still a process, even if it's at the bare minimum of you have to call them up and you have to have a sales conversation with them, to something a little bit more involved where you have to meet with them quite often and send emails back and forth and follow up. All that is time and effort spent trying to, acquire a new client. Now, in short, you need them both. But what we see people focus on almost exclusively is just new clientele. They're always trying to find some technique, some strategy, something they can do to get more business. And a lot of times, one of the first things that we bring up to them is, hey, take a pause. Let's look at the books and let's see all the people who have booked your service already, and what can we do with them? Because the reason these guys are so valuable, like I mentioned earlier, is they know your value already. They know what you're worth. They know that they liked your service at least at some point. So we start going after them. Now, a lot of times a company will rebuttal with, well, we've tried a referral service, or we've tried, working with our previous clients or our current clients, and it just hasn't worked. And most of the time, it's not that the strategy doesn't work, it's just that the offer that was put together just wasn't strong enough. For example, I know this insurance company, great insurance company, large insurance company, and they would have a referral program that for every time you referred a client over to them, whether they booked or not, that they would give you a $5 gift card to Starbucks. All right, say that again. Every time you referred a client over to them, they would give you a $5 gift card. $5. I don't think $5 even gets you like a venti-sized frap at Starbucks. So, props to them for doing something, right? Like, yes, well done. But $5 isn't going to motivate anybody, right, to send business your way. If business was coming their way, it was only because they were going to do it anyways, $5 or not. And what you want to do is you want to have something in place that truly motivates them to want to be a cheerleader for you. Because think about that for a second. If you have 200 clients that are semi-actively spreading your name around because they know they're going to get a substantial cut, a substantial something back, right? That's a lot of pools of people's friends and family that you're diving into. Because you got to think, for a referral program, you're not just going to get more money from them, you're going to get money from their network. So if they have X amount of friends online, I mean, just imagine the power of one post. Let's say everyone online has about 200, 300 friends online, maybe 50 or 60 of them that they're active with, and they see their posts. Imagine the power of one post onto their friends on Facebook saying, hey, my insurance company is having a promotion. If anyone's looking for car, auto, or blank, give them a call, right? But you got to do more than $5 for them to want to do something like that. And so let's talk about the value of this lead, right, to the insurance company, what it should have been. Once you refer someone to a company, that person that you referred is halfway sold because they were able to buy into the trust that you have to that company, right? So you refer someone to a restaurant and they're going because it came from you. You referred it and they trust you and they trust your opinion. And so they're like, dude, that sounds great. I mean, unless you've been providing horrible referrals for the past couple of years, then maybe not. But most of the time it's not the case. And so they'll go and not even look up a review or not even check it out because you already gave it your stamp of approval and they trust you. So a referral is tremendously valuable to a client or to a company because the customer's half sold at that point. They just have to make sure that it fits within the budget. But as long as you provide a service that they need, they're yours, right? So that alone is worth way more than $5. Now, let's take into consideration the lifetime value of that client to that insurance company, right? An insurance company isn't something that you just do for 1 month and then that's it. No, this is an insurance. I mean, I know people who don't change their insurance for years, right? So that $5 gift card, right, just got them what? But the campaign didn't, didn't pan out the way they wanted it to, and they were like, oh, well, referral programs don't work. No, it was just that the offer was weak. So, for example, we have a landscaper, and once we built up his business enough to have clientele, we put in a referral program. This referral program was for anyone that you refer to us that books a monthly service, we will give you a month off after their third, right? And so the reason we put that clause in there is after the third, there's enough profit that has come in, right, to cover that month, even if they dropped off, that new client dropped off after the third month of service. So think about this. We have, let's just say that this particular customer goes out, tells his whole block, right, about the landscaper and gets everybody to jump on board. And now that guy, right, doesn't have to pay a single month of landscaping for that entire year. And so companies will be like, well, that sucks, right? Like I just lost all this revenue because I've been giving away such a big offer. That's not the way that's the way to look at it. You just traded 1 year of landscaping for 12 years of landscaping, right? The ratio there is tremendous. The return on investment is huge. And so now you've taken your client, your customer database and turned them all into cheerleaders who are actively wanting to share your service because there's nothing much more universal than money. A lot of people will do things like a gift card or like dinner for two or like dinner to, or tickets to a show. And not that these things are bad, but I mean, there's nothing more universal than cash. And so if I'm already spending on a service, if you tell me you're going to give me a month free, if I tell people about what it is you do, dude, I'm talking about you, right? Like it's going to happen. So that's a little overview about the difference between acquiring new leads, right, and working your existing customers. This is existing customers usually so undervalued and so under offered. It's a gold mine there most of the time. Maybe 1 out of 10 companies that we've talked to actually have an active campaign that they're working well, but most of the time you're not, and you've already spent all this effort to get them as clients, right? Now turn them into cheerleaders. Something else, right? A little sidebar to that is because they already have bought into something, find something else to sell them, right? Find something else that they need, right, or they could use, and sell them on that. So you do landscaping, all right. Let's do some tree trimming, okay? Let's do some hedge trimming. And sell it to these clients that you already have. Hey guys, spring's around the corner. Here's a new service that we just came out with. For all of our current clients, we're going to give it to you at X off. And so come out with a new product periodically, right? To keep to keep having this pool of people that like you purchasing from you. So yeah, if you have any questions, comments, any ideas, any things that you've seen have worked or haven't worked for your business, drop them in the comments.